Hello YouTube, Damo_23 here, and welcome back to another episode of Non-League to Legend, the French edition, or also known as Better Than PSG. Today, with Paris 13 Atletico, we have the start of the Champions League. Since we last met, we're going to recap the start of the season after being pumped in the Trophy de Champions yet again by PSG, and yet again in a game that we were statistically, and according to the Data Hub, the more dominant side for the second year in a row. Things are positive. If you remember last year, we did start by getting beat 4-0 in a game that we were really good in. This year we lost 3-0, and just like last year, we've gone in and won all the games after, or post the Trophy de Champions. 4-1 to Toulouse, we were very dominant, as you can see there. There we go. Game's running a touch slow, which makes no sense. Bordeaux there, we won 4-2. Yet again, only 2 shots on target, 2 goals. So for the best defence in the league last year and keeping 21 clean sheets, not a good start defensively, but goals are flowing and we're looking very good. And we played fantastically against Bordeaux with an XG of over 4, so maybe we should have scored a few more. Then the most important one on stream, which links are down below, and if you are enjoying the content, a lot of you guys are keeping up to date, so, give it a like, subscribe to the channel. I have been so busy poker-wise and work-wise that uploads have been slowing down, once every 2 days, which seems to get more views, so we're going to try and upload as much, but I'm currently in the middle of a series at the minute. With that as well, Monaco won 1-0 there, kept a massive clean sheet. Kim was fantastic, and yet again backing up why we did not go for a keeper, even though he's 2.5 stars. He set the record last year. He's now apparently 3 stars, which is about time. There's potential for him to become 4-star, and we've seen guys grow at 25, 26. There's just a couple of things, if they got the 15, would be really handy. And he would look absolutely class. So good to see Kim getting back to clean sheet ways. And in the last game we just played, which was off stream, I just played it just then with my morning coffee. We beat AJ Ozaria. Important to note, Mel Belai's come in to start over Fernando in the big game against Monaco because the midfield three have played together in so many big games and it has worked. I kept him in there for this game because he played really well against Monaco, and well, I'm glad I did because we've already got goal of the year locked up. It's not often I show you goals in the YouTube episode, but Mel Belai, eat your heart out. Let's win the ball back and let's give it back to him. He picks it up here, takes a couple of touches, and well, into the top bin from a fair way out. It was very good. Now, in terms of what you are here for, is the Champions League draw. And well, we've got a horrid one. We got Inter away, very tough. We then got Dynamo at home. Has to be a game that we win. We then got Dortmund and Bayern back-to-back, both at home. People will remember last year we drew 2-2 to Dortmund in an absolute pulsating match. So hopefully that stays the same way. Then we got 2 teams that we can beat. Celtic away, never easy, but it's Celtic. Bohemians have done well to even make it into the main competition, so that's great. So we need to win both of those. And if we win 1, 2, and 3, it's 9 points. As we saw last year, 10 was enough to scrape through. The year before, 9 put us exactly in 24th to get through. And then it doesn't get any easier. Man United at home, one of the best teams in the competition, and then Real Madrid slapped us 6-0 in Spain last year. Yeah, look, we got them again in Spain as well, so that's not going to be easy. Last year's winners were Bayern Munich, so we drew to last year's champions. So there's some positives, but I will say at the same stage, it's going to be quite difficult, you think, to finish inside there. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see. I wonder if it gives you like a preview, because it's a league. It doesn't. No, that would be cool if it did. But anyhow, it is what it is. I'll see you guys for the Inter game because we're definitely going to give you Inter here as well. And then maybe Dynamo because it's such a big game in the contents that we must win it. But yeah, we'll play that by ear and we'll see how quick the Inter game takes. If it's one of those games with plenty of highlights and it's an absolute blockbuster, then yeah. If it's one of those games with no highlights and it fizzles, we might give you Dynamo as well. Welcome into match day number 1 of the Champions League phase, YouTube. We've got Inter and a team that we lost to last year 2-0 in Italy in the phase part of the competition. Today we start our campaign against them and know that if we could somehow snatch a point, that would be monstrous. Since we last met, we played Troyes in the league. We won 3-0 in this game. Demirel getting his first start. If you watch this in order, you know that we've signed him on deadline day. If you haven't watched this and you just clicked on this episode, sign him on deadline day. Have such a hard run in the Champions League as you would have seen in the first part of this episode. yeah, need someone like him with a lot of experience to come in and really steady the ship at the back. We have one of the best defences in France, but, in the Champions League last year, conceded 2 in Italy to Inter, somehow conceded 5 or 6 to Real Madrid in a game where we only conceded like 2 goals a year at that stage. So to get someone that's experienced and is very good at what he does, makes a lot of sense, I think, to me as well. In terms of the team, you would have seen we have rotated Beto getting his first start as well. So the Collie replacements come in and score 2 goals, which is always nice when you're rotating. But yeah, look, Inter are going to be a very good side. And we're going to get straight into it here. The team itself is in pretty good shape. I'm going to give Fernando the game. He's developing quite strongly, which is exactly what I said would happen. He would come in from Brazil and look to develop. He does love a big game, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. He thrives on a big game. So this is as big as it comes. I do trust Melbalai immensely, but I think he's someone we're going to bring off the bench because we know how good Melbalai is at being creative to change a game. But outside of that, the rest of the team picks itself. Only other thing is Chevalier or Maxine on the left is in for Dosu because Dosu is injured. But outside of that, the rest of the team is as straightforward as it comes. Hopefully this back four is going to be immense in the Champions League, keeping clean sheets. We trust the 4-3-3. Let's get into it. Only thing that I will say is, Inter, Barca, Dortmund, Bayern, Dortmund, and Real Madrid are going to be very, very difficult to probably contain. So, look, this is stage number 1 where we need to look at it, put in a good performance. Look, if we lose, we lose, but I just want to play well, and then, okay, we can build on that for Dynamo, not get pumped. This is if we get pumped, we're going to go down a slippery road. First thing we're going to do is move Maxine to an inverted wing at its preferred role. Secondly, very good team. Melier's in goal. Skriniar's still there with Bastone. Ugrate's in there. They signed Matt from Stoke, who is a Australian international that I tried to sign. Barella, Reyes, I think it's a regen. Very well class. Sancho, Martinez. By the way, Alberto Scotto is a regen, is an Italian international. Yeah, he's very good defensively. So, look, we've got our work cut out for us. Skriniar, you might be thinking he's old. He's still pretty elite. And Bastone's Bastone. Yeah, they're very good. Still got the likes of a beggar on the bench as well. Denzel Dunsbury. So Dumpster there. D'Amico started against us last time. I would say they've actually got slightly a younger team. Last time they were very experienced. This slightly younger side is going to be very good. How does Jadon Sancho look at 31? Yeah, pretty elite. Okay, let's get into it. Let's see how we go. We are in Italy here. Need a big performance. Look, the goal would be to be defensively as solid here in the Champions League as we are in France. But if we were like that, we'd be a contender to win the Champions League. I think what we need to do is in the lesser games, Dynamo, Bohemians, etc., keep your clean sheet and win comfortably. And then against these bigger sides, where possible, if they don't play well, go at them. Like we played Barca last year, brainstorm a 2-2. Bayern. I keep saying that every time it's Bayern, I say Barca. I don't know why. We had Bayern last year, 2-2, massive performance. We need that intensity here today. But secondly, Bayern were at 95%, not 100% in terms of how well they played. And, well, we took them to the sword and should have won the game late. Here we need to be solid, defensively in the game, 4-3-3 versus 4-3-3 and see how we go. And look, 20 minutes approaching into 20 minutes has been a very even start, and I'll take this every time in the Champions League away in Italy. It's historically a hard place to travel to is Italy on a Football Manager. FM generally loves seeing Italian sides at FMU, but generally Italian sides are sides that you can get at home. Anyhow, highlight, the ball finds its way out to their left back, and that's going to find Jadon Sancho, who's quite quick. Now, Ingles is ball class and needs to stand him up, and Cano wins the ball back. Cicello is ability to run with the ball, but he instead finds Maxine, who picks it up. Cano again. Ravella turns. This is where we need some options here and build out. Demaril finds Tossin, who's moved to the other side because he's got a better left foot. Cicello. Luis Fernando needs to find the ball here, and he hasn't. He's kind of being man-marked. Cano again. Needs some runners now. Bakayoko hasn't got moving. Maxine has, though, and he's quick. He's away. Maxine, the youngster, and in the end, I think it was a deflected effort that just fell straight into his hands. Big moment, great run, no goal. Down the other end, though, Sancho, Skriniar, and well saved by Kim. So 2 chances at either end. A simple save for Melier and a great save by Kim. Matt now picks the ball up. Ingles, Demaril thumps one away. Doesn't just thump one. Bakayoko now. Mokoko's with him. Mokoko can run at people. Ravella now needs some runners. Bakayoko wants and gets. Mokoko's in the area lurking. Back to Ravella. He hits. We lead 1-0. Nicolo Rovella, an Italian in Italy, thunders into the underside of the bar and in, and we lead 1-0 right on halftime. Here we go. Great bit of movement. Good run here from Bakayoko into the space. Mokoku ran front stick, drew a couple of defenders, as you can see just here. Created Rovella enough time to take a touch and hit, and well, they aren't saved, ladies and gentlemen. You do not save those. That is clinical. We lead 1-0 on the stroke of half-time, and we're 45 minutes away and a clean sheet away from winning our first game in the Champions League away in Italy. Second game here, and away we go. Our first Champions League game was against Italian opposition. We did win that. For those that remember the team, let me know in the comment section down below. Anyway, Mokoku looked offside. I'm not going to celebrate that one. Great ball from Luis Fernando and a great bit of movement from him to drop into the space and pick it up and play the ball. But Mokoku looked pretty offside, and yeah, it's not been given. Would have been nice for it to be given. Nice little finish too from Mokoku with his non-preferred. But yeah, good from Fernando to drop the space here, and against two emerging centre mids, slipped a great ball, but unfortunately Mokoku well offside. With that being said, 58 minutes played. It's a corner. It's Rovella. It's front stick. It's Demario. And, well, that would have been a nice debut goal and a nice debut moment. But as things stand here, still 1-0 to the good. Things are still happening and looking really good out here, but it's still only 1-0. Bastone. Skriniar. Finds Lautaro Martinez now. It's a good ball into DeMarco. The left back. Good save from Kim. Fingers onto the post, proving he still is world class. And that is a great save at 69 minutes played. Bakayoko is looking dead. I know he's had a pretty good game. And on the other side, we don't particularly have Maxine as well. Bessett's going to come in just because he's dead. Fernando's had an okay game, but I think Melba light for light makes a lot of sense. I'm going to make 2 changes for now. They are saying that Tossin and Demario not had a good game, but it's 70 minutes played and it's 0-0, so I would disagree with Football Manager, because sometimes I do get it wrong. 80 minutes played, we need to make a change. Maxine's pretty dead. I'm actually going to move Cicelo upper line as a winger on support. Help with build up, but also, you know, drop in, help us defensively. If you get the ball, just drop the man, beat your man, drop the shoulder, get a ball across the box from Mokoku at the front stick on the break. Further, Mendy then will come in, is actually going to move to a fullback on support himself. And got to bring Mokoku off, he's had a stinker, and Beto's actually going to go in as a pressing forward on attack to help press the back four there as well. Time ticks away. It's not like Mokoku to have a bad game. I'm going to actually start time wasting here and actually lower that tempo down slightly. Time ticks. Will there be last minute drama? There will be. 95th minute. Melba Lai, Tossin, Demaral, Rovella, Canna. Good stretch out to Cicelo. Now this is where I need to see him just drop the shoulder and get a ball. Beto made a run. Beto could have won it. It was nearly perfect. Melier releases super quickly but punted it out of play. Highlight straight away. We throw it straight back into them, which makes no sense. Mendy needs the win. Poor clearance from Mendy. Sancho. Mendy's beat. What a tackle. Falls to Sancho. And of course, Kim drops it over the line. Wow. A tackle that falls to him, and then our keeper makes a mistake in the 92nd minute to concede. You can't help but feel it's scripted. You have a world-class or a former world-class left-back that punted into the middle of the park, where the number one rule in under 8 is don't kick across goals if you're going to make a clearance. And then Sancho hits one straight at the keeper, which is normally just caught, but the animation as he sticks one hand out and parries it into the back of the net. Wow. Tough one to take. We draw 1-1 in Italy, which is a great performance in itself. Tossin and Demario now get a 6.4 and a 6.6, which is absolutely shocking because they seem to have marshalled the game pretty well. Yeah, same XG, similar chances. They probably edged the game slightly because they had a couple more shots on target and an extra shot on goal. But to concede in that nature in the 92nd minute, quite appalling. The fresh left back, after Beto misses a one-on-one where Cicelo drops the shoulder and finds him, makes that substitution or that technical change look magical, just didn't put the ball in the back of the net. And then now on the other end, it's a mistake from the left back that we bring on, and then it's a great goal, last-ditch tackle that falls to him, and then your keeper, who is the best keeper statistically in League One now, after keeping a million clean sheets, makes that mistake. Football Manager sometimes is a cruel game, but we'll take the 1-1 draw because it is a great result. I'm going to keep them a roll higher. We did not play great. We got what we needed though, which is a point. And now as long as we beat Dynamo, which I will give you as the second part of this episode, we're in a pretty good spot to start here at the moment. But hopefully we go out there and beat Dynamo though, or else then that was an opportunity wasted. Second game of match day 2 of the Champions League here, YouTube. We've got Dynamo at home in a must-win game. Since you last saw us, obviously, was the 1-1 against Inter. We're currently live on stream, so links down below to come follow us live there or on my Instagram for poker, etc. And then from there as well, obviously, you've got other sources of content for me there with the links below. With that too, the games that you missed, we beat Strasbourg 2-0, Marseille we won 3-2 in a big game there, and Lorient we won 3-1, fully rotated yet again as well. Probably Dosu's best game of the year, coming back from injury again. We looked really good out there. And even though we didn't keep a clean sheet, there we are. That's the only thing I will say is we've only kept 4 clean sheets in 8 games. Well, I perceived us to have the best defence in the league. I need more clean sheets, but look, we're playing well, and that's all that matters. Dynamo, obviously, good team. They always seem to make it in and around the Champions League. Their first game was actually against, Red Star, I think they're called. Red Star, is that Red Star? No, that's not Red Star Belgrade, is it? Yeah. There we go. Anyway, FK, Z, whatever. I don't think something tells me they're called Red Star Belgrade in real life, but maybe not. Anyhow, they lost to them 3-0, so that puts us in a really good spot. I need to just go and do this, and I need to do this, and I need to ban that. Beautiful. There we go. In the chat, we've had a bot drop in. We don't want that. But yeah, look, let's see how we go here against Dynamo. We are going to go full strength. It is a very important game. We know that the run against Dortmund and Bayern and Madrid and United is dead set horrid. We have not got a good draw yet. But look, win this game, 4 points from 2. Yes, I know we conceded 92nd minute against Inter, that's okay. Draw or lose this game, and I don't think we're going to get through the group. Anyhow, your team is as follows. Demiril is in the side because that's what we bought him for. With Tossa, with Sissela, with Inguez, Canna, Fernando, Rovella, Bakayoko. Maxine is not going to play. I'm going to get Dosu back into the starting 11, use Maxine off the bench with Mokoku up top. Let's see how we go. Stay patient. Here we go. May the match engine and graphical engine just be kind to us, please. They're going to line up in a 5 at the back. They've still got Maja, who's a very good player but lost a lot of his speed now. Jeremy at the back, great little player. And even Tim Ronning used to be a very good keeper. Still looks very good, to be fair to him there as well. So a few names that you may know on that list. Anyone else that you may know, let me know in the comment section. Don't wish to discuss that. Let's get into it. It's the Champions League. It's the cutscenes. I haven't played FM in about 4 days, so I'm actually really excited for this. And then I'll see something happen in the match engine and be turned off. I will say, let me know in my Twitch chat or in the comments, you finding this year's FM because the graphical engine and the match engine seem to not talk together very well, and you see a lot of like missed headers and defenders making mistakes, or them not tracking runners and fullbacks going in weird areas. Let me know if you find this M the most frustrating and annoying to play where you can't grind it too much. Most other FMs I could sit here, play 5, 6, 8, 9 hours in a row. This FM, after about an hour and a half, I'm like, just annoyed at it, so I get off. Let me know if you're finding that. Anyhow, away we go, and let's see how we go today. 10 minutes played, 0-0. We need a win, and I am always nervy for big games like this where we need a win. Anyway, Marco Cano is having a fantastic year. Finds Dosu. He's back from injury, his first goal of the year, and there we go. I know Maxine's been playing quite well out on the left, but he's still the main man, is Dosu. He is still club vice captain, and yeah, that is a great little finish, and we lead 1-0 inside 12 minutes. Good ball there. Cano's been finding assists, hence why I can never get rid of him in the middle of the park, because he's so good at what he does, and we lead 1-0. I find my players can't string more than 5 passes together without turning the ball over in a low-tempo passing system. Yeah, I find if you're not going long or direct, then the match engine eats you alive. We're kind of like a hybrid here where we do it a bit because we have Mokoku. But yeah, anyway, Sisselo, top of the box, Bakayoko, first time. Really needed just to put a little bit more finesse, that's a great word, FIFA days, on that, and it would have been all right. Anyway, Canna, Sisselo the captain, Rovella, drives with it. Looks for Mokoku in that long ball, which I mentioned. We're a hybrid of two. Mokoku gets there, deflected straight in the Ronning's hands, who carried it out of play for a corner. I think that's one of those ones where the graphic and just like, oh, that's a corner highlight because the shot's been deflected, but the keeper really should keep it in. Corner, Tosson's a big header, and there we go. Tosson's always the target. It's him and Demiral. That's 2-0, 23 minutes in the game. We must win here in the Champions League, and well, it's a good start so far. And look, I want Demiral and Tosson to keep a clean sheet together because they haven't yet. I feel like every time they've played, we've conceded at least once, but they've played well. Anyway, 26 minutes played. Birdthrip, Mokoku getting a press. Vidovic, good ball out there. Sisselo wins. Now, easy pass, please. Kim's got time. Tosson's good with his feet, even though he's not playing ball, playing defender. Canna, Tosson, Sisselo. Luis Fernando needs to drop into an area. Instead of that, Ravella's done well. Fernando now drops into the area, which is great. And here he goes, the Brazilian, who has been developing quite well. Canna now picking it up in the base. Ravella again. Demiral. Inguez playing that right back. Drazovic looks for Mokoku or... I don't know who he looked for. It said Mokoku. I think he was looking for Bakayoko. In the end, it was just poor. Demiral loses the header and loses out in speed here. And they've hit the post. Wow, that would have been against the runner play. The whole reason we brought Demiral in is for his ability to win headers because he's so tall and physical, but apparently not. Ball in. Maja, that's a goal. We can't keep a clean sheet. 2-1 just like that. The game's changed. Last 5 minutes, Dynamo have come out and been a bit more creative. Goal. Poor defensively. Sisselo really should block the cross, but yeah, and then both centre-backs. This is what I don't get, is they make the same movement. Two of them are never going to... Look, they're literally on the same movement. Like, look at this. FM, please. In real world, one of them, more likely Demiral, here, apparently we can't click on them because they're on the same plane. Demiral would squeeze and then Tosson would step across so he can't turn. But, yeah, anyhow, Tweedledee and Tweedledum there, walking along the same plane, which is fun. They're on the same block. The graphical match engine, the graphics, the match engine, everything there just are really annoying. And if they make it 2-2, I'm going to be livid. Demiral wins that. Back a line out of Kim. Finds Tosson. Great ball to Rovella. Finds Luis Fernando. Great ball to Dosu. Suselo needs runners. Canna now. Good pressing from them. Good touch from Luis Fernando there to get out that press. Mokoku forced wide. He won't score from here. Well, on his non-preferred right foot and going away from goal, he shouldn't score from there. But Mokoku's put a top in. It's 3-1. We never should doubt Mokoku ever again. Great from Fernando because they had 3v1 there and he turned him. But Mokoku, not preferred, Wait going away from goal, and he's absolutely put it top bin. So 3-1, what a finish from our star-started man that's still wanted by Juve and PSG. Dosu's about to come off here at halftime. And Dim in the chat's like, Mokoku's like, went, hold my beer. Yeah, he did. Demiril's missed another header. He's having a pretty shaky game, is Demiral. I know he's on a 7, but it looks shaky in the match engine. Which is, yeah. Fernando, Ravella. Great boy there out to Dosu. He's about to come off. He's been struggling a little bit with fitness. Maybe it was a touch too early to start him in this one. Canna, Fernando, Bakayoko. Ooh, hit that one with some venom, but just wide. On target, I think the keeper's beat. There we go. Very happy with that. Dosu is struggling. Maxine will come in light for light. Put him as the inverted winger because it's the preferred row out there. And I do think Demiral, I know that he's on a 7. I know he's done all right, but the game has not shown that. Diallo's just going to come in and go to the normal back 2. Start the second half. Maybe he just looks a touch slow. Hopefully that's not a sign of things to come from him, because if it is, we need better. Anyway, Maxine off the bench, just wide as well. On a different day, this game is all but over. 1 shot on target for a goal, watch new. Double change at halftime as well, which was Diallo and Maxine Chevalieri change. And so far, 60 minutes played. We're in control, and that's all that matters. Maxine picks that one up. Canna. Suselo. Looks for Mokoku. He's quick enough to get there and does. And then he was brought down. That's a pen every day. He got there first. defender stepped in and brought him down. So that's going to be a penalty. Thank you, VAR. And this will be a chance for 4-1 and hopefully all she wrote. Here we go. Mokoku will step up for the pen. He's got very good penalty taking. You would feel that with this goal, it would be game over. And it is 4-1. From what we've seen, they shouldn't come back. But you never know with this year's FM. It's 4-1. Mokoku gets a brace, which is great. And with some big games coming up in the league, Mokoku's going to find his way off on a hat-trick. And Salam is going to come in for Kana, who is dead. Then Melba is going to come in, and we're probably going to just rest Roviella and actually move to a central midfielder on attack and go with 2 attacking mids in there. And then give Luis Fernando some more minutes in the Champions League to help his development, I think, is the go there as well. Time's ticking away. I think we've got one more change. Nope, we do not. Never mind. We've made 5. I thought we only made 4. We'll continue on. Because we're going to get Bakayoko for Bassett, but that's okay. Time ticks. Been absolutely dominant. A must-win. We're on 4 points from 2 games, which is absolutely superb. It could be 4-2, though, which would be disappointing. Headed away only as far as Major, Mori. Outside the box, the defender that gave away the pen. He went for goal. And somehow that has crept in, and we've got to look at Kim there and go, mate, you've had a centre-back with probably like 5 long shots, hit one along the floor, and you've been beat from there with no power. Interesting. Yet again, I just think FM just like, that's going to be a goal no matter what. It loves a 4-2 Football Manager. Not the greatest performance, but this should never go in. He's hit that with no power whatsoever. Keeper really should get there. That is really bad keeping from Kim. But it's full time we win 4-2. What is Jeremy's long shot? 5. I was actually correct. Lol. Yeah. If you have a look at their goals, one's coming from a Demeril mistake and the other one's come from a long-range hit. Outside of that, defensively was okay. Kept him to under 1 XG. I will say we are conceding way too many goals this year, so I don't see us, last year after keeping the most clean sheets ever in the French league. The idea was this year was with the Demeril signing, keep more clean sheets and be that good defensively that teams, will eventually beat teams and be very good in the league. While still winning games in the league and not drawing a loss, this is the sort of performance I look at and go, that's not good enough. We've stuck by a keeper. I had a chance to sign a better keeper. I said, no, Kim's the record holder, so why would you get rid of your keeper? And, well, he's not done well with that second goal. He's not done well in the first goal in this episode, and we've conceded too many goals. Saying that, though, we currently sit 5th after 2 games, and let's just have a quick little look at what the next episode is going to entail. I'll probably see you guys for the German special. We are going to have Dortmund and Bayern both at home, and if we could somehow take a draw out of both of those games, we're in a really good spot. Somehow win one, and that would be monstrous as well. Till then, I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.